Mr. Vassell is the CEO and founder for Creative Shots and Designs, and he is someone who I met 4 years ago at a church, and we met after that again at a photo studio that I went to do some business. And from that, you know, we developed a relationship. And I know him as a person of integrity. I know him as a person who, you know, has a genuine heart to care and to give, you know, and I like to highlight persons and their qualities. It's just something that, it's just a part of me. As people would say, what's due unto Caesar, give to Caesar. All right, so tonight we have Mr. Vassell. Welcome to the show, Mr. Vassell. All right, tell us about, you're hearing me clearly, right?
Yes, man, I'm hearing you clearly.
Yeah, I'm, what did you aspire to become at a tender age?
That's a good question. All right, at a tender age, I always wanted to become a pilot. I started out that fantasy about grade 4. And I say fantasy because the way it started out. I was, my mom raised me, let I put it that way. And there was this day in particular at school that I think it was Parents' Day, and most of the students came with their mother and father. Or if not, mother and father was grandfather and grandmother, but it was mostly both parents. And someone asked me, "Where's the father?" And I said to that person at the time, "My father is a pilot and he's flying a plane at the moment." And that developed something in me that I tried to ascertain that dream. Always wanted to become a pilot, still want to become a pilot. You hearing me, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, as I say, that was my childhood dream.
Right.
I even in adult age, about 2 years ago, I went to a seminar and I did a test for to fly, and I got accepted. But you know, financial constraint and all have hindered me from doing it. But I promised myself that if that is one thing I would love to accomplish before the day I die, at least fly plane.
All right, so you're saying that before you die, one of your biggest dreams is to become a pilot.
Yes, man, have to be, man.
Okay, great. All right.
To get the ID credential.
Yes. Okay, great. All right, tell us a little about yourself. You know, things you can share are things, you know.
Well, people, I'm Michael Anthony Vassell. I'm a young man that yearns from the community of Zion Hill in St. Catherine. Came to Montego Bay at a tender age at 19. I don't think that is so tender, but yeah, at 19. And joined forces with a company known as The Photoshop. Don't call the name for no bad reason. That Photoshop is, I would say, a stepping stone as to where I'm at right now, and I give a lot of respect to them, owner and workers there that I rub shoulders with, even until now. Yeah, and as I said, that's where I started out my photography career. I spent a little over 5 years with them, and I left to start my company, Creative Shots. It was Shots and Design at that time, but a little birdie allowed me to fly overseas, and I saw Creative, Create on a building, CRE8, and because I would say I'm very creative when it comes down to photography and what I do, the heart behind photography. I said, all right, I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna put the TIVE to it. So hence I have Creative Shots and Designs.
Okay, great.
Cool.
All right. Very good. All right. So at what point of your life did you realize you had a gift for graphic designs?
Well, it was something that really fell in my lap, to be honest. I'm a technocrat, computer whiz. Not now, but back then, I was that. I follow Windows, anything you wanted to know, I would know it, right? And I got the job at the Photoshop, basically to do that aspect. There's an era in the studio that when you come in, they would take off, like if you want to print photos from your phone, your email, so on and so forth. That's where I started out working, in that studio. And that was the main thing. But while being there now, being around different photographers and seeing the work that they do, seeing the operation of the business of itself, I fall in love with the whole photography, the whole graphic designing. There is a young man there, he is still there, known as Garfield Davis. Passing him to go to the washroom or to go to the back, seeing the back of his computer screen, I used to just glance at times and I say, man, this man magic on the screen, man. He might do some things that, like, it was really attractive. Like I'm saying, whoa, we never know these things are possible. He was creating a still life movie, if you understand, in my head at that time. So to be honest, that's how I end up being a part of photography, being a part of graphic designing. The same guy, Garfield, and by extension, Dean Stammer, I don't call him for any wrong, just to give them their props. Both, I can tell you, instill a lot of confidence within me and then push me, because when they saw that I was yearning and I have a zeal and a compassion for graphic designing and I had a zeal and compassion for photography, shooting in angles that they wouldn't really even think about. It was eye-opening to them. When I started editing and I used my prior knowledge of Microsoft Word in Adobe Photoshop, they didn't know that they were so much alike. So when I use my skills in Microsoft Word, which is just word processing, typing and all, into Photoshop, it helped me to work faster, more efficient. Persons could come to the studio with just promises of 15, 20 minutes, which normally before that it would be a 3-hour turnaround time, and they would get the photo back. You know? Yeah, so all of that, and then by doing it over and over, there's a thing that grips me, and it is what I look forward to every time I do a photo shoot, every time I do a wedding, every time I pick up my camera. I just want someone to smile. I just want someone to look at the back of the camera and be wowed. You understand? A lot of persons come to me at times, I don't like taking pictures. I don't know what you're gonna do or whatever. And I said, just relax, man. Allow me to just talk to you, tell you what to do. And when I take the first shot and show them, it's miraculous.
Okay,
I
great.
always will.
That's awesome. All right, because let me point out that I have seen you work in motion. I mean, I've seen you, and I've seen you climb tree to take pictures. I've seen I, I've seen you lay down on your belly, on your side, and that's something. When I saw you doing that, I said to myself that this is nothing but undiluted passion. You had a passion for what you do, and that is one of the reasons, because one of the main purpose I want to highlight people who know what it is to start down here and work themselves up there, because there's a lot of us who have ideas, but we don't know how to put them in motion. A lot of persons wants to start a small business, and grow it, but they don't really know, some of the tools and resources, and some of the entities that they can actually go to get help. And that's something that I want to highlight on here in the near future. All right, so
I would talk to anyone that have a passion for something, but not sure how to start their passion or to go out for their passion. You have to take a leap of faith. You have to. It's going to be hard. Me not tell no one that it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard. To know that you have a 9 to 5, that you are sure whether you work yes or no, you go get paid at the end of the week, or at the end of the fortnight, or at the end of the month. And jump from that to something that you have to put in more work to get. I'm not gonna tell you that it's going to be easy, but at the end of the day, through faith and persistency, you can make it. And I would tell anyone this: if you are in a company and you recognize that you are going above and beyond for the company, and you recognize that there's more to your life than what you're offering here, and you feel like leaving, leave. Don't stay. Because for the rest of your life, you're going to feel clustered. For the rest of your life, you're going to feel not accomplished. For the rest of your life, you're going to feel like there is just something more, but you hold back yourself. You understand? So I would tell anyone, you have the opportunity, time is the essence. You have the time, don't waste the time. If you feel tomorrow morning say you don't want to go work, there must be a reason why you don't want to go work. It must be a reason why you feel stuck off today. If you love what you do, every morning when you wake up, you shouldn't have to push yourself. It will naturally go. You understand?
exactly so. And one of the things I must say that we call each other brother, right? And one of the things over the years that I loved about your personality is your tenacity to and to go the extra mile. You never see something hard. You never see something and call it impossible. Because I remember there were days when you would give me a nudge to say no, that's not how it is. For example, I see a skeleton, but you look at it and you see a human being. You see flesh over that skeleton, and that is somebody. That is something that I really, really admire about you as an individual. Now, how do you navigate your downtime? In every business, there's a time when you feel like you're about to collapse. You know, things are going on a down, and it sometimes bring you to a crossroad where you feel, you know, like this is it, or should I go a little further?
Well, definitely, I have a solid background when it comes to Christianity, but I know in many cases and diaspora, not everyone are Christians. But what I can say